Hi guys, it's Jessica here with a Dolly video, and I have somebody to show you that I have been working on. I think it's been a couple months, if not longer, that I've been working on getting this doll together. And I don't know why usually I show the progress or show what's going on, and I've been mentioning it, but for some reason I wanted her to be together before I revealed her. So I wonder if I should just show her or tell you more about her. I think I'll just show her. Here's my girl. And so this is Neela. This is Neela. This is the MSD scale Neela that I wanted to shell. And I had shelled her in an elf Sunni, which I think is like the Jury 14. I might have that wrong. I shelled her. I liked that sculpt and wanted that sculpt, and it was that sculpt was either going to be Elowen or Neela, and this was the one that I wanted. This is the Jury 11 2011 event sculpt, so that means they're limited and they're not made, and only the ones that were sent out during that time. So was the Flam, the Elf Flam, and the Elf Sunni. So I had shelled her as the Elf Sunni because I didn't think I was going to get a hold of one of these, and I liked her on that, but this was like, this sculpt was Neela to me, and I sent the Elf Flam and the Elf Sunni to be Elowen and Neela. I sent those dolls to Fitzwig to be painted, and he did a fantastic job. The face up that he did on the Elf Sunni, like, it's perfect. Like, the way he incorporated the past images and art that I used to do of Neela and incorporated it into that sculpt. I mean, he did a fantastic job. Absolutely love it. But the sculpt just wasn't right. And I knew it, and I was like, ugh, because he did such a great job. It's a fantastic face up. I absolutely love it. Like, everything that he did to bring in Neela-ness to the sculpt. But I knew that this still in the back of my mind is like, this sculpt, it has to be this sculpt. So this is a Jury 11. It is very hard to get a hold of, and if it does come available or you find it, it's never cheap. And I mean, I understand the reasons for that. I see people complaining about the high prices on Minifee event heads, and it's like, well, come on. I mean, there's only a certain limited amount that were made that went out with the event, and there aren't any more. You can't get any more. And yeah, it's a gift, but it's a limited item, and people can charge what they want for it. You don't have to pay it. And that was kind of where I was with this head. Like, that's too much. I don't want to spend that much, but I just couldn't let it go. I just couldn't let it go. And this head had been on the market for a while, and so I finally contacted her, and she gave me a little bit of a layaway, which made it a little bit easier to do. And so I've had her for a while, but the other thing that I really, really wanted for her was, I really wanted her on a hooved feet, hooved legs. And unfortunately, Fairyland hasn't done that. There is the one doll, it was like a sheep doll that has the hooves, and so I shouldn't say that. There is that one, which I forget the name of, but I never cared for the aesthetic of the legs, the way they looked. It just wasn't appealing to me. And somebody had mentioned quite a while ago about the bunny, this is the Momo legs. Yeah, Minifee Momo. It's the Momo. It was to go with a Fairyline body, and someone had mentioned using these and either modding them or painting them to be hooves, and I really liked that idea, and that had been in my mind for a long time, that I wanted to do that at some point. So these I got in a while ago. The Fairyline body took a little bit longer to get in. This part it's just kind of frustrating because essentially had to buy a Fairyline body, the whole thing, even though half of it I'm never going to use, the legs. So I wish Fairyland would just sell the top part, if you wanted to buy that top part to put with the tail, with the mermaid tail, or with the bunny legs, or with the centaur, or whatever. And so I need to put her back on the legs. I didn't even play with it. Like, I didn't even play with that body at all. I just boop, took it off right away and put it on this. I didn't mess with it at all. I just wasn't interested in it, right? You know? So I should go back, because this just happened last night, and I was like, I wanted to get her on here and get her dressed, and so that took every bit of me last night, just getting her on, everything put together, getting her dressed, stringing this corset. So that's how pathetic I've been after I get home from work. But yeah, so I do need to play with that Fairyline body because it's a blur. I just took her apart immediately. I had to go look at the video to see how you do it. But just immediately put her on her, got her dressed, and was like, yes, this is perfect. And yeah, she poses so cutely on this. Yeah, so I'm going to just kind of go head to toe and talk about her. This is probably gonna be a long video. I was gonna show some other things, but it's probably just gonna be all talking about Neela. So Neela, character-wise, is the daughter of Gahern and Hurla, and I have her in USD size, so like she's like 23 centimeters, something like that, and she's a Mishi's doll Dreamy, and that sculpt is absolutely perfect. Like, I had been drawing Neela for several years, and a couple people directed me towards this doll before it was even released. She was gonna go to a doll show in Barcelona. Let me grab her since I'm talking about her. That was a little complicated. Come here, little Neela. So, yeah. So this is Mishi's doll, Dreamy, and she's wearing some temporary eyes because Mini Hurla stole her eyes. But here, let me reposition myself. But this Mishi's doll, Dreamy, I know that the artist was not aware of me in the least, just like I wasn't aware of her. But this sculpt, I mean, this is Neela. This is how I had been drawing Neela, all the art I'd done of her. it's like bam, this is so totally her. The ears and the eye shape and the mouth shape and the nose and the just everything. This doll is the most perfect sculpt of Neela there could possibly be in doll that I've ever seen. And if this was in an MSD form, this would have I would have gotten that too. But so this is really good for my MSD, Hurla, and Gahern. But this thing that I went on, this new voyage, this ball jointed doll money sink, yes, was that I wanted to reshell Neela and her sister Elowen in MSD forms to go with my SD versions of Gahern and Hurla. Yes. So, that is where this girl came in. She was, you know, the mischievous smile. A lot of the art and pictures that I had done of Neela, she's got this little grin, and she's a very mischievous, active child. Not malicious in any way, but just gets into a lot of trouble because she is so active, and one of the, you know, those kids that does things before considering the repercussions. I do think that this Neela comes off as younger, and I do prefer that, but it's okay because I do think that she looks like the older sister to Elowen, which is kind of nice that she would look older than her. Let me grab Elowen. So here's Elf Flam as Elowen, and her hair is covering it up a little bit, but beautiful face up done by Fitzwig, just absolutely perfect. And so she comes off as a little older, more older and mature than her. But and I was sure to get, you know, wanted a small bust for her. So the face sculpt just exudes Neela-ness to me. And this is kind of a difficult face sculpt. I mean, it can be weird to deal with. You know, any doll that has like a really strong facial expression, whether it be one of the smiling dolls or one of the crying dolls, those can be, I appreciate those a lot. I really like those, but they can be difficult because there's no change. And I considered that, whether that would bother me, but I was like, she's just perfect. She has to be Neela. She just has to be. And of course, I have to choose this limited head that was an event head that's not available, that everybody sells for $1 million. The face up is the face up that she came with, and that's something that I eventually would like to adjust. And what I might do is just try to change it myself, try to do some modifications to add more of Neela into it. But that's another thing. The one thing that I regret, or not regret, but I wish that this sculpt would have come with the elf ears. And I thought all the jury heads came with elf ears. I thought, maybe I'm mistaken on that. I thought that was always the thing with jury heads, is that they have elf ears. But let me know if I'm wrong on that. Tell me about that. Because I mean, the jury started in 2005 when they were the CP Delph, and then Fairyland, when they broke away, I guess, continued the juries. And I thought they all had elf ears. But yeah, I'm interested to hear, you know, people who know that a little more in depth. But yeah, if she had the elf ears, so that is something that eventually I'd like to do for her, is mod the ears into elf ears, either trying to do it myself or sending her somewhere to have that done, and to have the face up either completely redone or enhanced. So that would be perfect if she had that. And this was actually a headband that I had commissioned long time ago, long time ago. And it was supposed to be for my my other Neela, but it's way too big. It's just way too big for her. And because these are Neela's horns. These are the horn shape that I've been drawing for her. Well, slightly. And that's something that I would like to do, is make her a new headband myself. I have that ability, and make her the horns in the shape the way that I always used to draw them. And I do need to look into some different materials because polymer clay is so heavy, and I would love it if I could cast it in resin, but that's just a whole nother process. So, but anyways, these are my dreams, these are my wishes, and I'm just gonna gush it and say it all, whether it's practical or going to happen in any time period. I'm just going to say it all. The wig, I do like the wig. It's a Monique Gold wig, and I would prefer her hair color. I always drew as dark purple, kind of like this color, and it faded into these kinds of tips. And so that's someday, again, in the realm of someday, I would love to commission her a wig. And she always has short hair. In my drawings, no way, she always had short hair with curls. So this comes as close to that as I could find available, you know, to buy that's not made. But I would love to get her one made of real fiber, that has the purple to pink ombre. That's my dream someday, to get that for her. Moving on, this corset is a Raocan embroidered corset, and as anybody who collects Raocan corsets knows, Evangeline closed her shop, and she's releasing a few here and there, but she's not producing the corsets like she used to, because she wanted to work on and focus on other projects and start doing other things. This corset, I saw it, A Poem with No Words, Kate, had this on Instagram, and I respect and appreciate that she didn't inflate the price because she could have. These corsets, the art embroidered corsets, you know, they're a good $100, you know, when she would sell them. 100, 120, those sorts of realms. I have been seeing non-embroidered Raocan corsets, maybe the art line corsets, being sold for like $100. Again, I mean, I understand it's like, you know, this is not something that you can get anymore, you know, whatever is out there is out there. So I understand, you know, people can do that. But I just kind of thought, well, I won't be getting any more embroidered Raocan corsets, because they're good. When I have seen them, they've been, you know, $200, and I'm just not going to do that. That's what I told myself. But anyways, Kate had this on her Instagram, and to me it looked like the price that she would have bought it at. So thank you, Kate, for doing that. And I couldn't believe that it was still available. I think I caught the listing pretty quickly, and sent her a message, and she posted it and went to bed, and I sat there like checking for several hours in case she messaged me back, and I didn't want to miss it, you know. Yeah, and that's how we get, huh? It's something, because I was like, I have to have that for Neela. I need it for Neela. It's for Neela. And so the things that I will do for, you know, my important special characters, Herla and Neela, both the MSD and the both scales. I have them in both scales. The things that I do for them, you know, versus other dolls and other characters, they definitely get yeah, that when I see things like that are I would never buy for another doll or never think about buying, they're gonna get it because those are my special dolls and characters, and they're the whole reason that I went into dolls to begin with. These two characters, Neela and Hurla, I wanted dolls of these very special, precious characters of mine. Gahern is right up there. His character belongs to my friend Miss Mantis, because we used to role play and write stories together. They were, they're Hurla and Gahern are married, and these are their children. So that character belongs to her, and she let me shell him into he's an MSD version and a SD, and he's being reshelled. His SD, I'm waiting on it, is a Granado Enoch. But so that will be her dad. Her dad is going to be a Granado Enoch in the bronze resin. But anyways, yes, the corset had to be hers. It had to be. And so I was really excited. Thank you, Kate, for helping me get this together for Neela. Moving on, I've been really into sewing these bloomers. I had a little bit of this fabric left. I sewed kind of the longer ones that kind of go to the knee for Edith, my kitty Jolie, and I had the tiniest amount left, and I trimmed down the pattern, which is a raccoon pattern actually. This is the bloomer pattern that she released, and I trimmed it down because I wanted it to be shorts, and that's all I had the fabric for. And just like I didn't have any extra to work with. Like, yeah, there was just enough to get these pair of shorts here for Neela. And I did that last night too. Because they're relatively quick and easy. I mean, I don't feel I'm a very quick seamstress. It's sewing is a slow process, but I find it relaxing, so I can kind of do it and relax, and it's, it feels nice. If it's for myself. If I'm sewing for other people, that's stressful, but because it doesn't have to be perfect, I can fudge things, and it's like, nah, it's for my doll, I don't care, so if it's not absolutely perfect. I stress out about things being just perfect if they're going out for somebody else, and it really stresses me out. But anyway, so she got these quick bloomers, and they're not 100%, they don't match the corset, but I liked the blues and wanted to continue those. But I just really liked, I wanted to show off these legs. I wanted to show off these awesome bunny legs. The fairy line body. As I mentioned, the fairy line body, I said I'd have to undress her and take her apart and put her back on the legs, just so I can kind of play with that body, because I didn't, and I've heard everybody talk about how much they love that body, so I didn't even give it a chance. I just stuck it on here right away because I was so excited to have Neela together on her bunny legs. So the fairy line body, that was the last part to come in so I could put her together. The bunny legs, they're the Momo, Minifee Momo bunny legs, and they're awesome, guys. They're extremely incredible. Fairyland did a good job. They definitely did a good job. These legs are so cool. The poses, I just love the aesthetics of them. If they made some hooved legs like this for Minifee, yeah, I'd be throwing my money at them very, very quickly. And so my plan for this is that I want to try to probably just do it with painting to paint these to resemble hooves. And that's how I see them. Like, I see them that way. I see them as hooves in my mind. So, but I don't think, I mean, what I would love is to mod some hooved section for this part here, cast it in resin, and then attach it to this. And that would be, there's all these, eventually I want to start sculpting and working with resin and doing that. just a whole nother realm of artistry. There's a learning curve. There's a lot of investment. So someday I would like to do that, but so again, I'm just letting all of my wishes and dreams out for her. So I didn't. These legs came from Zetos. They were originally from Zetos, and then she sold them to. Oh, I already forgot her name. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She's on Instagram, and she was selling stuff to get the new Minifee. And she actually brought down the price on these, and okay, I'm getting those. I kept seeing them on my feed and seeing them on my feed, and then I kept searching. I was searching on Den of Angels. It's one of those things that I search for and look and see what the prices are. And it wasn't like a huge discount. I mean, these aren't cheap, but I went ahead and got for it. Like, I just there has to be a little bit of a discount. I'm such a sucker though. Like, you can literally discount $10, and I'm like, okay, I have to get it. You took $10 off. I'm pretty bad, you guys. So then I can say it was a deal. Yeah, $300 pair of bunny legs. But yeah, so then you have to buy the fairy line body that you're not going to use half of it. Yeah, but it's Neela. This is Neela. So, unfortunately, it didn't come with the tail. The legs didn't come with the bunny tail, which I was kind of bummed about because I did want the tail. But you'll notice that she does have a tail, and the polarity was right, and I like it because it's a lot more poofy. I like it in this angle too. I think it's super cute. Isn't that adorable? Oh my gosh. So, do you know where this tail came from? That's Edelweiss's tail, which I had taken off of her because the magnet on this is really strong, but I don't know if there's thick resin in the way or what the problem is. Like, it just barely hangs there. So you move her, you bump her, anything, it just falls off. So I had taken it off so that it wouldn't get lost or drop on the floor. Dogs would try to eat it. And I have her put together so we can't see it. Fairyland put, so it's a magnet like this that's really thick. They put two of them. There's two magnets in the butt of this. So this is one of the most strongest magnetic things I've ever gotten. So I feel pretty secure leaving this on here and playing with her. I take it off for some poses and things, but yeah, so that worked out really good. I'm super happy about it because I was bummed that I didn't have the bunny tail. Yeah. I kind of wanted the bunny ears too, but this is the head that it doesn't have magnets in it, and I think that they so 2011, I think this was before they started putting the magnets in the head of the Minifees, because all the newer sculpt Minifee heads that I have, they have magnets so you can attach horns. So, or whatever ears. So the bunny ears would be, I think the bunny ears would have been really cute. If anybody is selling the bunny ears, I'd maybe be interested in getting those because I think that they can look kind of deerish. But Neela has elf ears, so she doesn't need that. I would maybe use it on another character though. So yeah, I just gushed a whole bunch. I'm just super excited and happy about her. She's just, oh, her eyes. She's wearing, they're Doll Bakery small iris eyes. I've got two of this in this same color. It's like lilac or something. And I think that they're 12 millimeter small iris, I think. I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that. Because I have a pair in my Twiggling Ingenue floating head. But yeah, so she got these. I got some darker purple ones that's in the elf Sunni. Let me grab grab that Elfsuni, because I do want to talk about her a little bit. Oh, she's over here. Okay, so this was the Elfsuni sculpt. Totally cute ears, and the wonderful, wonderful face up that that Fitzwig did on her. That is so amazing and so Neela. Like, if I hadn't had the hang up about this doll being on the jury for the Jury 11 sculpt. So she definitely looks related, though. She looks like a Gurla. And kind of what I had in my mind when I was planning all this and getting the Jury 11 head and putting her together. You know, what was I going to do with her? Because she looks like, you know, she looks like part of the family. And my original kind of thing I was thinking in the back of my mind was that maybe this was going to be Herne's daughter. So Herne is Herla's brother. He is the Twigling Eloi head on the Long Soul 75 centimeter body. And because my idea was that he was going to be married to my Twigling Elbe, which how long has it been? It's been 18 plus months that I've been waiting for that doll. So like whole stories change several times over waiting for this doll. But anyways, I think what's been occurring, and it was kind of unexpected, is that Herne, I think, is going to not be married to Elbe, and that there's a possible type of relationship going on with Alyssa, who is Woden's daughter, because Herne, Herla left Woden's kingdom, and I'm not sure the particulars of why and how that happened. So, but Herne has stayed there, and he continued to grow up there and live there. So that's a whole other thing. But anyways, I thought that this was going to be his daughter, because he was going to be married to the Twigling Elbe. But now I don't know. I definitely know that she is going to be related somehow. I have a bunch of dolls that are going to be coming in, a bunch of SD dolls that have been on layaway forever, including the Twigling Elbe. I have Doll's Own Robin, the Granado Enoch, 2 Twigling girls, the Elbe and Pieta. I already lost count. And then I'm going to be having, what's his name? Abaddon. My Abaddon head. He's out getting a face up. He's going to be coming back. So I know once I have all of those dolls here, things are going to start falling into place. And a lot of decisions and things that I haven't been able to make or go forward with, like when those dolls arrive, things will fall into place. That seems the way it usually happens. If I'm uncertain by things, it's like, fine, just wait and see what develops. So I don't know whose daughter she will be yet, but she's definitely going to be related somehow. and she has these dark purple doll bakery eyes. And they suit her better because I think they're normal size pupil. And the Jury 11 head has smaller eyes compared to a lot of Minifees because she's got this smiling expression. She has a very Jury shape to the eyes. I think that a lot of the Jury faces, they tend to have this eye shape that's a little bit different from the others. I'm like a half an hour in, aren't I? I haven't been, let's see, I'll stand her up here. Can you see her? Yeah. I'll talk about how well she poses and then I can't get her to stand. Let's see if we can see her tail, because she's so freaking cute. So Inktober stuff. I'll give a little update on that. It hasn't been going well. I'll say that right off. I'm very behind. I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time to make. I don't have the time to make a polished, inked piece every day. And what I will say is that I've been sketching every day. And I think that's great. I may be failing the challenge, but I'm doing more art than I have done in a long, long time, even just sketching. And so I'm very behind because I've just been sketching. So here, so I'll just kind of go through. This is my bigger sketchbook, and this is what I've been doing. Is I've been sketching out, making thumbnails for positioning, sketching out the kind of things that I would like to draw, and then ink, transfer to my moleskin. Here, some little sketches that of Neela and Elowin in their centaur forms, or deer tar. This one I think just looks so cool as a sketch. This is Cernunnos and his wife Danu, and Cernunnos is in his deer tar form, centaur. He's a centaur deer form, and Danu is in her deer anthro form. So, but the logistics of the image with the figures, that is the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing to draw that there is to draw, is figures interacting. Here was reworking that image, trying to make it work, trying to fit in all the components. His horns, her hugging him from behind, and she's the one with the wings. So this is the kind of imagery that I've been trying to create of these two for actually several years. That I've been trying, that she has the wings, and that together they can fly, basically. But drawing that has been very complicated, and I haven't been able to pull it off. So I have been sketching every day, at least a little bit, but I'm like 3 or 4 days behind now. Since I last showed you my update, so this was the last one I showed, was Herla. And then here are Neela and Elowin in their deer tar forms, and I'll say that I drew their heads so big on purpose to make them like chibis, but yeah, this is where I miss the digital medium, because I could draw the head large with all the details in it to kind of work out all those, and then you can adjust the size to fit on the body, and you can get like that sort of stuff. Just speeds up art so much. And so if I was doing this challenge digitally, I would have been able to achieve that a lot quicker. But drawing and redrawing and redrawing and drawing and drawing again, trying to get the proportions right. And this was one where I'd spent forever sketching it, and it was late, I was tired, but I went ahead and tried to start inking, and I just totally I ruined her face first off. I don't like it at all. And so I'm like, put the pen down, go to bed, because you're tired and you're just going to screw this up. And like there's no history, there's no Control Z or whatever it is that you push. I never use the hotkeys, I just push the history button. Yeah, so that's and there was a recent controversy in the Inktober realm. The creator, I forget his name, but he posted basically, because somebody asked if they could do the challenge digitally, and he's like, well, it's Inktober. The point is that you do it with ink, but basically you can do whatever you want. It's not a job. There's no winner. It's a challenge, you know. But my goal was that I did want to do this 100% traditional, and it's a slow process for me, but I already, just like with the drawings and the art that I've been doing, I can feel it kind of getting easier for me again, and just this, you know, what has it been, a week, 2 weeks, of drawing and sketching, that I'm already kind of getting back into that groove. So while this isn't perfect and I'm falling behind, I feel like I'm getting stuff out of this challenge. And at this point, what I would like to do, is I do want to put pretty polished, not perfect, because it's just, I'm not going to achieve that, pretty polished things in here, and of my characters. So I want to do, I still want to draw more characters, and that's kind of going to be my goal, is to be sketching and drawing every day, and eventually have all of my main characters kind of drawn in this notebook. So thank you Inktober for that. Thank you for that. Okay, I felt like I had other things I was going to say, but I think this is like 41 minutes in, so I'm going to wrap it up, and really happy with my girl. I'm so excited about her. Oh, you know what, okay, so that was what I meant to talk about. I'm not going to be able to do this anytime soon, because of all the other dolls that I've got coming in, and that I'm paying for. But I told myself that I was not going to get the Minifee centaur. That I was just like, you know, you went down the centaur path before and you didn't like it. I think it might be different though with the Minifee centaur. The body it lays down. That was one of the big things why I didn't like my centaurs, because they can stand in the one position and that's it. Like, they weren't very, their posing there wasn't. And that frustrated me, and they just kind of stood there. And I would love to have Neela on a centaur body. And she'd be a deer tor. I wouldn't probably modify, I wouldn't mod the hooves, but I would paint them to look cloven, because I would love to have her as a centaur. I drew her, she had a centaur form when she would go to visit Danu's kingdom. You know, we did some RPs, me and Miss did, and I love drawing her in the centaur form, the deer tor. So going forward, again, I'm just putting out all my wishes and plans that I'd like to do that may take years to come to fruition, is that I would like to get her the centaur body, and I would absolutely love to have one of the centaur bodies. I prefer the circa, because I love the embellishments, but either one would be amazing in the mint resin, because that was kind of her color, was a bluish color. So the mint would be absolutely amazing. The tan's really gorgeous too, and even the white's amazing. So eventually I would like to get her on the centaur body, and then these bunny legs would go to her sister Elowen. But you know, you have to have the fairy line body to go with it, so it would mean another fairy line body with some wasted lower halves, and then the centaur body itself. I've been seeing the centaur body, it seems people are generally selling it for about $400. So and then a fairy line body second hand. I mean, at least 300 at least. That one, that one needs to be normal skin with the small bust. It has to be the small bust. These are supposed to be kids, so they can't have these big gazongas. But yeah, my hope for Neela's future is to get her on the centaur body. Neela demands it. But I will say my Ahiel centaur, the body, and I ended up selling that body because of my frustration with it. It's my kind of idea at that time, back then when I ordered that, was that I wanted that to be Neela. And this piece of art right here, this piece of art is based off of that sculpt. Yeah. That didn't work out though. The body, it was really big for one. That centaur supposed to be MSD, and it uses the kid body, which is MSD, but it was huge. It was ginormous. And what I've seen of the centaur, the Minifee centaur body, the proportions look a lot, the size and everything just looks a lot more appealing to me. So yeah, I swore off centaurs. I was like, I'm not going to do centaurs. They don't work for me. But I do think that body, I'm not going to be able to do that till next year, if not longer, to even consider doing that because of other obligations to pay off and do this year. So, but again, I'm just putting out my hopes and dreams. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up for reals now. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.